You're watching Good Day Austin on Fox 7.
So according to AAA, more than 47 million people will hit the road this Independence Day, and despite cancellations or delays, people will fly. 3.5 million are expected to get on planes and board despite all of the warnings on cancellations and delays. And this morning, travel journalist Jeanette Seha joins us to talk a little bit more about what travelers can expect. Good morning, Jeanette. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, it's a very busy time for summer travel, and with 4th of July just a few days away, many travelers are getting excited to hit the road or head on to the airport for their next trip. But there's a lot to keep in mind right now because, as you may have heard, there's a lot of ongoing still delays and cancellations across the board. So it's important, if you are going to get on a plane, to keep that in mind. There's an app and there's also a website called FlightAware that you can check to keep up to date with your flight. So it's really good also if you're going to head to the airport to get there, I would say 2.5, maybe even 3 hours early. And if you have TSA pre-check, now is the time to use it. It will expedite you through security. And I believe, a lot of airlines and airports are anticipating a lot of travelers this weekend, this holiday weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you hit it right on the nail. Get there early, 2.5 to 3 hours. We've seen some airlines, and even here in our airport in Central Texas, warnings about those layovers. Is an hour in terms of layover still enough nowadays, or should people be factoring in 3 hours in between layovers?
Yeah, I think now with the busy summer travel season and everything that's happening with cancellations and delay, I think time is your friend. So if you are able to have a little longer layover, that can be a little cushion in case there is a delay. You will make your next flight. I also advise, especially from Austin, you guys have a major international airport and domestic airport. If you can, try to book a direct nonstop flight if possible. But if you're going to connect, yes, I would recommend at least a 2-hour layover so you have a little time in case there's any kind of delay.
Yeah, that's great advice. Very great advice. Now, Jeanette, I had another question. A lot of people have been asking us, what is the perfect time to book your flight? Do you do it early in the morning, the 5 a.m. with the 3 a.m. wake-up call? Is it mid-afternoon? Is it at night? Is there even a good time to fly these days?
Wow, that's a great question. Well, I would say industry standard used to be pre-pandemic, used to be Tuesdays. Tuesdays was a great day to book your flight. Nowadays, I would pretty much say anytime. However, if you're going to look for flights online, I would say look on one device and then book it on a different device, because you never know if they're keeping track of your search, of your cookies, and sometimes you'll find the same airfare is more maybe just a moment later. So when you're looking, I would suggest look on one device and book on another device.
Okay, great advice there to save a few pennies. And then just lastly, my last question, when you are booking those flights, which times are less likely to get canceled? Is it the morning times, afternoon, evening?
That is another great question. Right now, it's a little bit across the board. I think I've been hearing of delays and cancellations from morning to evening. So I would say just, if you have an important trip or somewhere to be, I would say have plan B, plan C, if you have another way to get there. And again, if you can have a little cushion time for a layover or try to arrive maybe a couple days ahead of where you're going. A lot of travelers will be going to see fireworks and concerts and barbecues. So just anticipate a lot of travelers on the road, at the airport. Prepare, arrive early, and keep track of your flight if you're going to go on an airplane.
Yeah, absolutely. And be kind. We're all struggling with this. Well, we appreciate your time this morning, Jeanette Seha. If you have any more questions, want to follow her, jetsetwithjeanette.com. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Happy traveling.
Thank you.